Welcome to Nurburgring, more precisely on the North Loop, the famous Nordschleife. We've been invited by Renault Sport for a very special occasion to discover not only one, but two limited series, the Megane RS 275 Trophy and the more exclusive 275 Trophy R, the most powerful road cars Renault has ever made.
It's the last special series born in the imagination of Renault Sport for those passionate about driving on circuits. The Trophy R, a more radical version of the Trophy and much lighter. This limited series, well, the first idea compared to the new Megane Trophy, well, this Trophy R is all about being lighter, with some 101 kilos lighter than the normal RS. What we worked on most of all was the seats. Having only 2 seats is a gain of 42 kilos. We also picked up 3 kilos on the brakes, 4 kilos on the exhaust with the titanium, and with the alloy wheels we gained 5 kilos. It's on the major elements that we made the weight savings. Renault Sport worked on the engine to give us an extra 10 horsepower. It's the same sort of thing we see between the Trophy and Trophy R. The engine coupling has been modified in order to gain the extra 10 horsepower. The important thing to emphasise, which isn't done enough, is the 6,800 revs per minute in first, and in second things are extended. It does 0 to 100 in 5.8 seconds, the top speed 255 kilometers per hour. It weighs in at just over 1,280 kilos. It was a real challenge and we succeeded in pulling it off. It's in the genes of Renault Sport to always try to improve their cars. Megane is towards the end of its lifespan, but it's still showing a lot of potential. We've got the best out of it. The Nurburgring is probably the most demanding circuit in the world, at least in Europe, and all the manufacturers like coming here, and we want to get our laurels back and have a new record with the Trophy R. To obtain the performance and the targeted dynamism, Michelin, Renault Sport's historic partner, has developed a special high-performance tyre, loaded up onto a front-wheel drive for the first time. The collaboration between Michelin and Renault Sport happened quite naturally. Michelin already provides the tyres for the Chassis Cup version of the Megane RS. Renault Sport needed a semi-slick for the Megane RS Trophy Radical. And of course they came to Michelin, that was natural. We were in the process of developing the new range, the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2. And the whole point about this range is that it can be used on a propulsion and a traction. The Megane RS is the reference when it comes to traction. Well, in terms of the test that we did, it was mainly with the way it was set up on the dry. Of course, we set it up as a wet test too, and then we tested the comfort of the vehicle, knowing that everything that goes on a dry circuit is very important. What's really important to us is the performance, pure and simple, of the tyre, and also that it helps the steering, because it needs to have the sensation of being a sporty vehicle, even at low speeds. With Laurent Hurgon, who is the test driver at Renault Sport, there were 2 principal things that we looked at. One, the performance, to try and get the track record lower, and then the second was all more to do with setup, more for someone who's going to jump in the car and roll along at about 90 kilometers per hour, but who still wants to feel that it's a sporty car. So we worked on those 2 things. To beat this record, there was another partner. Akrapovic, the Slovenian firm, designed a special exhaust system. The tailpipe trim gives the car a glamorous touch. The carbon gives a deeper, more raucous sound signature that is sure to thrill engine aficionados.
For us, of course, it's a privilege and huge opportunity to work on this special project. We are always looking for a partnership where we can move the limits and show our technical capability.
this project, in partnership between Renault Sport team and the Akrapovic team, there were three main challenges to achieve. First was a massive reduction of vehicle's weight. This was achieved with a careful design of the exhaust system and obviously with use of titanium material. Second challenge was to improve the sound character. Akrapovic exhaust system gives a special note and a signature to this car. Third challenge was to improve performance, which resulted in great power-to-weight ratio. The important part of the success was a close relationship to Renault Sport team and exactly defined project targets. This results in a completely new driving experience.
The Trophy R is kept on the ground by Ohlins suspension. It allows you to set up the height of your car, and you can make changes dependent on the conditions.
The cooperation between Ohlins and Renault started many years ago with rally applications, the Clio, the Twingo and Megane. And due to our experience in Formula racing and also due to our experience with the Nurburgring, it was a great opportunity for us to be involved with this project with a street car.
You can imagine that we were very excited when Renault approached us and asked us to help them to break the record at Nurburgring. Such a challenge we cannot decline. So when it comes to racing dampers, we use exotic materials. We concentrate all our efforts on function and weight. But when it comes to street legal cars, we have to think differently. We have to make a product that is much more robust, that can withstand the temperature changes and all sorts of impacts of stones or other debris. And this is a very difficult task, really, because we want to keep the good features of the racing products, but still want to improve the product so they can pass all the tests necessary. In fact, I think we have found a good mix in using race technology such as the PDS and the DFV and implemented that into a streetable damper.
The Nürburgring's legendary Nordschleife is of course famous for its records and faster lap times. Many constructors test and compare their performances here. Renault Sport's goal was to get under 8 minutes a lap. They did it thanks to this driver, Laurent Hurgon, who is with me. Thank you. First, explain us what happened the 15th of May with this Megane RS 275 Trophy R.
Well, we'd been building up to that performance for 2 years with all the work that we'd done on the car. Yeah, the aim was to get under 8 minutes for the lap and of course to do better than the Seat, and we did it. We had a few problems with the weather, but we managed to find the right time to give it a go. We had a window and it went really well. It was a bit tense, but the car was good, it was well set up. We managed to do 7:54.36.
How did you feel right before setting the record? How did you get prepared to it? The whole engineer's preparation lied on your shoulders, and on one lap, how did you go for you?
Yeah, there was the pressure from the engineers because they've been working for 2 years on it, and there was pressure to say that we had to get it right on D-Day. Of course, I had to be prepared physically, but it was above all mentally that I had to be prepared. And I needed to visualize the lap and try to make as few mistakes as possible, be really effective out there. and use the car.
Let's go back to 2011, 3 years ago again. You beat the record 9 seconds improvement. What is the difference between this Megane RS 275 Trophy R and the trophy you drove in 2011?
The objectives were different. At the time, we were trying to beat our own record, which had been set in the R26R, and it was done with the Megane Trophy. Maybe there was a little bit less stress there, we knew it was easier. This time, there were 2 objectives. The first, to get under 8 minutes, which is impressive for cars of this size. It's a supercar type performance. And of course, we had to try to beat the Seat's record. That added the pressure. It meant more preparation was required. Everyone had to be good, the car and the driver.
The new lap record 7:54.36, and you told us the weather conditions were not really great. Let's watch the complete video of the record. You're commentating it, Laurent Hurgon. We are the 15th of May, 7:15 a.m. You're about to drive the track's 20 kilometers with one challenge in mind, to drive a qualifying lap.
Your objective is to get under 8 minutes.
Did you have a warm-up lap before? Because it all depended on one lap.
Yeah, we didn't have ideal conditions, so I needed to do a warm-up lap to get the tyres warm. So where it was, and this bit was very demanding for the chassis. You need to get the chassis as balanced as possible to get through the series of corners.
Qui demande d'avoir le moins de sous-virage possible. Il y a des gros freinages.
Have as little understeer as possible. There's a lot of braking, and you go from right to left. It's about getting the balance right, and the suspension and the shock absorbers need to do their job.
Why is this track so difficult? One call it the green hell, lots of corners, really quick parts and sharp turns.
Oui, donc effectivement, il y a beaucoup de virages.
Yeah, there are a lot of different sorts of corners here. This is a slower section, and then we get into a really quick section. We're coming up to Flugplatz, and the car's moving around a lot. When it accelerates, you have to get out of here at 190 kilometers per hour or so, and then there's a quick right-hander. You have to get out well, because there's a straight then, and you go up to 245 kilometers an hour. And then there's a very fast left-hander, 210 kilometers per hour, and then a lot of braking. This is very important too, because afterwards, going down, there's a long straight. You need to be as quick as you can to get into this straight. This bit here is very demanding for the driver as well as the car. Now there's a lot of braking here, some climbing. The car needs to absorb all of the shocks here. And now to a sinuous, twisty portion. And it's all about the balance again. Very tight corners here. Now to a quick portion into fifth, almost flat out, and then braking in fourth with a sweeping left-hander. Now one of the most difficult portions of the circuit. The car tends to go towards the outside, and you need to get the best trajectory possible in order to have the best traction possible. This is one of the hardest bits of the track, the left-right. Go a bit up onto the curb, and the car is balanced from right to left, and then here's a triple right-hander. This is one of the slowest parts of the track. You go down into second gear. Traction is important, because you need to get out of it well. And then up into third, fourth, and even up into fifth. We get to the Adenel Bridge.
Là, il y a deux possibilités, soit on repasse la 4, soit on reste en
Braking
3
and down through the gears. You can either go into fourth or into third. I decided to go into third.
How did you get your bearings all through the track? Do you know approximately the time you were doing? No one gives you any information about that?
J'ai pas d'infos.
I had no information at all about the intermediate times on the pitch. I knew a bit more about the speed. I knew just about what speed I needed to come out of each corner. That was really the only indication I had during the lap. There's a long climb. You think it's never going to end. And you have to get out of that well, because after that there's a right-hander. You need to be as quick as possible as you can.
On va arriver sur
Now
une
into the
courbe.
Muller curve. Really hard to negotiate this one. You're in fifth. There's just a little bit of braking to do here.
On essaie de
And then you
raccélérer
have
le plus
to
tôt possible pour
re-accelerate
ressortir aux
as quickly as
alentours de 180
possible.
km/h ici à
Getting
l'extérieur
up
sur
to
le virage.
around 190 kilometers per hour here. On the outside, you go over the curb a bit.
Là ici c'est très compliqué, on monte
This
un peu
is
sur
a
le vibreur.
tricky section again, up onto the curb, a lot of braking.
Bien s'appliquer sur ce freinage, très compliqué. Même
Very
s'il y
tough,
paraît
the
pas
braking
très
here,
compliqué, les
even if it
phases
doesn't look
d'accélération
like
très
it.
dures.
But accelerating out is
Ensuite, on
very
va rentrer
hard.
dans le fameux carrousel.
And now the very famous
Où là, on va
carousel,
arriver en freinage en
braking in
troisième,
third,
et on va
and
rentrer
then
sur un
into
gauche
a left-hander,
défoncé.
a
Et là,
crazy
la
left-hander,
suspension du châssis est très
very demanding
sollicitée.
of the chassis and the
Il
suspension
faut sortir le mieux possible.
and the driver, and you have to get out of it as well as possible.
Là, on rentre dans une portion sinueuse
Now
du
another
circuit.
twisty section, and
Donc
it's here
c'est là
that
que les
the
difficultés vont
problems
commencer pour
start for
dans
me,
cette portion,
because there's
on
not
avait
a lot
au
of
niveau des
grip
vents qui
here.
était quand même assez précaire. Et donc comme on va
The
le voir
fighting
sur,
with the steering wheel,
sur l'image,
a lot of
maintenant, on se bat
oversteer.
beaucoup avec le volant, il y a beaucoup de survirage. La voiture survire énormément. Et voilà, là on va rentrer dans Whipperman et c'est
Now
là que
into
ça va
Whipperman.
survirer énormément. On voit qu'il y a un gros contre-braquage ici à l'entrée.
and a lot of
Here
oversteer.
you lose some tenths of
C'est peut-être
seconds.
quelques dixièmes qui s'en vont effectivement.
Yeah, maybe I lost a few tenths there.
Sur les vibreurs.
And now climbing up onto the curbs.
Je pense que dans cette portion-là,
Yeah, I
dans
think
cette
a few
portion-là, il y a
tenths
quelques
were
dixièmes
lost
qui
here,
sont,
and I
qui sont
tried to
partis, que j'ai essayé de
compensate
compenser
for that
derrière,
in other parts of the
dans d'autres
track.
endroits. Là aussi,
This
cette
portion
portion a été,
is very difficult
difficile
too.
puisque un niveau
Not a lot of
d'adhérence
grip.
assez précaire.
Had to concentrate
Bien
here.
s'appliquer ici,
into
bien
fourth
s'appliquer
gear.
ici. On est resté sur le 4e rapport. Il faut vraiment
We're
essayer de
looking
chercher
for the grip
la
and to
traction.
have as much speed as possible
Essayer d'avoir
coming
le
into
plus
the
de vitesse
corner.
possible à l'entrée du virage.
What are you saying to yourself at this moment? You realize you've done a mistake, you have lost some times now, I need to make it up?
Yeah, I made a little mistake and I knew that I had to take a few more risks than usual. I wanted to go as quickly as possible and take a few risks to make up for that mistake in Wipperman.
Toujours sans avoir aucune indication.
And still you had no clue of the time you were setting.
Donc là, c'est une portion très
This
chaude.
is a really tough bit. 210 kilometers per hour. Right, left. Balance a bit from the right towards the left, and the car goes up onto the curbs. A lot of braking in fourth, and then trying to get to the inside. In fourth here, up onto the curb, and now into the small carousel. Tough for the driver, tough for the car, tough for the suspension.
Et là, c'est l'un des virages les plus importants puisque c'est
It's one of
celui qui
the
va
most important corners on the entire circuit because it decides what's going to happen on the entire straight afterwards. You really got to be quick here. Stay on the inside and get into the fifth gear and up onto the curb on the exit.
Donc les quelques
Yeah,
dixièmes
I
que
tried
j'ai
to compensate for the few tenths that I lost at Wipperman here over the final phase. It's the fastest spot on the circuit, 254 kilometers per hour.
du circuit où on est le plus rapide puisqu'on atteint à peu près les 254 km/h et on va arriver dans une sorte de descente avec un démarrage à gauche avec un enchaînement de virages, un
And then a
pif-paf.
succession of corners.
C'est vraiment dans cet endroit-là
And
où
it's here that you can
on
try to
essaie
make
de
the
faire la
difference.
différence et j'ai
I
pris
took
j'ai
as
pris
many
une
risks as
sorte de risque
possible
pendant le tour
during the time lap.
puisqu'ici, je
I was
reste
flat
encore à
out
fond,
here
et
around
là,
about
on va passer aux
220
alentours des 220
kilometers per
km/h
hour.
dans cet enchaînement
That
qui est
was
très
very
chaud puisqu'on
tough
a un freinage au bord du
because
rail.
of the braking you have to do and going down into third gear.
Quelques chiffres justement sur.
Tell us some figures about your lap. How many times do you reach maximum speed? What is the average speed?
Ouais, tout à fait. Donc les Vmax,
The
c'est
top speed
254
254
km/h,
kilometers
et le
per
taux
hour,
moyen
the
à peu près aux alentours de
average speed about
150 km/h.
158.
You know this track by heart. Was it a good lap for you?
It was more than decent, my lap. I had to cope with the track conditions. I think the small mistakes I made and a little bit of time that I lost, well, I think I made up for it elsewhere on the track, and I think it was a decent lap, and we can be proud of what we achieved.
Testing with the Renault Sport, we learn more and more every time, better and better lap records. So coming less than 8 minutes, it's great for us.
The record is just a proof of everything. So it's a proof of a good cooperation. It's a proof that our job was done well, and that the project is also successful. But behind is quite a lot of work. Since the project started, I think it's 1 year of the development. Of course, it was a lot of testing, a lot of NVH to raise up the performance of the car. And I think we quite good achieved all the challenges.
We're really very proud and very happy that our tyres have helped in the obtention of this exceptional, fabulous record. We all work together. All of the engine engineers, the chassis engineers, the tyre engineers, and we deciphered the Nurburgring in its entirety. We were saying, in this bit, it's not the tyre, it's the engine. Here it's the tyre. And we did what Michelin can do to get some more grip, and we saw the results.
5 seats aboard this Megane RS 275 trophy, only 2 in the Trophy R. The rear seats have been removed on this limited series with only 250 cars in the world. So we wanted to test and compare them thanks to 2 drivers, Laurent Hurgon and the racing legend Jean Ragnotti, both on a large lifer. Let's find out what it looks like.
Jean, premier tour de roue.
Jean, first time you drive the Megane RS 275 trophy on the large lifer. What did you think of it?
Very, very good. The car was very effective on this very long, very difficult circuit. It feels like a rally special because there are so many corners and so many ups and downs. The car, the chassis, of course, I know it really well, and the chassis works really well. The engineers and the technicians of Renault Sport have got a high-performance car here, and I think it will satisfy the largest number of those who have the good luck to drive it. The extreme version of the Megane RS 275 trophy, the Trophy R, will be commercialised in a few weeks in 15 countries. It's a radical, ready to take on the circuits.